Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Victor again with my Ioniq 5. Except today's video is update number 2 for the GV60. So if you followed my previous video, you know that I have some interest in the GV60 and I actually put a deposit down. So today at around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I received an email from Genesis Concierge, and this is what you're seeing. They provided pricing for the GV60 Advanced model showing MSRP starting at $58,890. So I didn't see pricing for the Performance model, so I gave the concierge a call and they said, oh, pricing is actually available now on our website. So I jumped on there, I took a look, and I saw that the Performance model with my selected paint color, which is the $575 option, and then adding freight comes out to $69,560. Whereas with the advanced model, with the same paint, same freight, comes out to $60,560. To my knowledge, pricing has not been released in Canada, so if I use the pricing provided to the US market and extrapolate it to the Canadian market, then these are the prices as you would see in Canada. Again, these are not the published or announced prices. These are just my best guess based on what we're seeing in the US. So about $89,000 for the Performance model and about $77,000 for the Advanced model. On paper, the all-wheel drive Advanced should match the Ioniq 5 Limited or the EV6 GT line in terms of equipment. So this is where things get interesting. My local dealer is telling me they are selling an MSRP, and my gut feeling, I could be wrong, is that most of the GV60s are going to be sold at or near MSRP. Again, I could be way off, so we'll see. But I feel like Genesis is going to want to try to protect their brand reputation and may try to keep their dealers in line more so than they did with Hyundai or Kia. Genesis has been making beautiful cars, amazing quality, excellent tech, and they've just been trying for years to build up the reputation as a luxury competitor, so I don't think they can afford to let giant markups tarnish their reputation now, right when they're on the cusp of just making a huge leap in sales with their gorgeous GV line of SUVs. In fact, the very same dealer network that I'm dealing with right now owns a Hyundai dealership as well as the Genesis dealership. When I was looking for an Ioniq 5 back in February, they quoted me a limited all-wheel drive Ioniq 5 with a $5,000 markup plus $1,600 in accessories. So if I had bought an Ioniq 5 limited all-wheel drive from them at that time, that would have cost me about $2,000 more than I would pay for a similarly spec'd GV60 all-wheel drive Advanced at MSRP. Now, without having even set foot inside a GV60, I would have seriously considered taking that deal. I would probably have taken the GV60 at MSRP and saved myself the $2,000 versus overpaying for the Ioniq 5. Now, obviously, I found myself in Ioniq 5 at MSRP, and I'm extremely satisfied. Plus, pricing for the GV60 wasn't released until May 17th. But for anyone in the market right now, for an Ioniq 5 or an EV6, Genesis may have just helped level the pricing a little bit if they can keep their dealers at MSRP. I mean, why would you pay over MSRP for those cars when you can get GV60 for less money at MSRP? That's really a value deal. But then there's the whole, well, what does the all-wheel drive Performance model bring to the table at just a hair under $70,000? That's about $14,000 more than a top spec Ioniq 5, and that's quite a big difference. Now, the Performance model is $9,000 more than the Advanced, and we know it comes with Nappa leather, suede interior, and a couple other things, but is it worth the extra $9,000 or is it worth the extra $14,000 over a top spec Ioniq 5? I don't know. But I'm 99% sure once I get into that Performance model for a test drive, I'm going to have a hard time saying no. Personally, I'm not that interested in the Advanced because I already have my Ioniq 5. But still, I think anyone in the market now, an Advanced at MSRP is a surprisingly good deal, and to me, a better deal than a marked up Ioniq 5 or EV6. So for those of you that have been waiting or trying to get your hands on an Ioniq 5 or EV6 unsuccessfully, looking at you guys in Canada with a 2-year wait for the Ioniq 5s, then what about getting a GV60? I looked at the Canadian website. It says you can reserve yours now, but I couldn't get it to work with just random Toronto postcodes. So maybe I'm doing it wrong, or maybe it's already closed. I did see on the GV60 forums, they're looking at a possible delivery time of June or July for the Canadian market, which lines up with the US as well. Now in the US market, like I said, with the markups people are seeing on the Ioniq 5 or EV6, a GV60 might actually end up being cheaper. So obviously I'm still undecided on what I'm going to do when I get the call from the dealership, but I'm definitely excited to see it and test drive it. So I'll update you guys again once I have more news. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.